We recently saw a patient for whom we did some veneers who was very happy and said to us, "Doctor, why don't you show off more? Because we don't really post many veneer cases on our social media, right?" And she says, "Doctor, you should show this off more because it's life-changing." And yes, indeed it is, but I'm going to tell you why I don't do it. In a world as superficial as the one we live in now, where practically everything is aesthetics, everything is smile design, everything is sacrificing health for aesthetics, the last thing I want to do is distract or confuse people. Why? Because we see, for example, patients who have no back teeth, no molars, but they have their smile design. They have teeth full of cavities, but they have their smile design. They have a completely crooked bite in the back, everything misaligned, but they have their smile design. And why is this? Because we're in a society that has distorted our minds and made us think that the only important thing is aesthetics, that we have to look good. We forget that people use filters to make their teeth look white. We forget that people modify their faces with live filters, literally, because it's not just in photos anymore, now it's also in videos. You forget that I can tell you my teeth are yellow and in a second they become white. Why? Because there are filters for everything. So if all we see on our social media is veneers, smile design, well, we're going to go to the office looking for a smile design. But there's a big problem when we're talking about smile designs. They're not showing us the functional part, and many of these fail because the patient lacks functional stability, and all they've done in their mouth is get veneers or resins, but they haven't done what's called an occlusal functional correction or stability. In short, a good bite and periodontal stability, because many also get their veneers or resins with inflamed gums. So in a world where everything is aesthetics and everything is beauty, I'm going to show you on this channel what function is, what stability is, what biology is, what medicine applied to dentistry is. Cases that are done well, but from the patient's systemic perspective. And I have nothing against aesthetics. In fact, I love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. But in patients who have first gone through a process to achieve this in a stable, predictable way, so the treatment lasts much longer and doesn't fail within days, because if your bite isn't right, even with a beautiful design, it will fail, and you won't feel good about having spent your money on something that didn't help, because in the end, you'll have to reinvest in the back part to have stability. Therefore, rather than promising you perfect and beautiful aesthetic rehabilitations, I'm going to show you what the preparations are like. I'll show you how to prepare the tooth, how much a tooth needs to be shaved down, why we should avoid shaving down teeth and use orthodontic movements to try to do the least amount of shaving possible, and how to approach dentistry from a medical point of view, which is super important and what we'll talk about in future videos. So if you like this content, follow